So inshallah we're going to start. We have been learning the ayats of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us how to make dua to Him. So today in these three ayats, one of the ayat is a dua about the hereafter, and the next two are about this worldly life, this dunya. So we'll start with the first one. This is from Surah Al-Imran, ayat number 194. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us Rabbana wa atina ma wa'adtana ala rusulika wa la tukhzina yawmal qiyamati innaka la tukhliful mi'ad. So going back to the same, the word starts with the Rabbana. The dua starts calling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Rabbana, our Lord, O our Lord. So actual meaning is O our Lord, Rabbana. Then are the words, and before we do that, there are a couple things we want to recall, and we will do as we go along also, is that when you have a word which is like a fail or some activity, okay? For example, if you have this khalaqa, he created, it has two parts, a person or a file, he, and an action created. Okay? Now this activity which is happening on someone. Okay, for example, al-insan. Okay, so the word is al-insan. Okay, so the full word is al-insanu. The correct word, the final word is al-insanu. Okay, but when we combine these two things, he is the one who is creating. Al-insan is the one on which work is being done. Okay, so in that case, we change this dhamma to a fataha, and the word is khalaq al-insana. He created the man, and this is by changing this dhamma to a fatha is a representation that this noun is not doing anything, but someone is working on him. Okay, the one who is working is he, and if you regard this to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created the man. So the doer is he or Allah, but the maf'ul is the one on which work is being done, is insan. So to represent a maf'ul, someone who is not doing, but someone on whom work is being done, we change the dhamma, the last letter, to a fatha, and this word originally is represented as in the state of rafa, but after changing we say this word is in the state of nasab. This is just the classification of the words. Okay, so that is the standard rule. Whenever you see a doer, an activity, and someone, the activity is happening, we will see again in this ayat, this rule will repeat many times. Okay, so that's the one. The other thing that before we go is, because we are going through the ayats or the chapters where du'as are being made. So dua is a supplication, but supplication is a class of a command. Either you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you something, do something to you, or you are asking Him not to do something to you. Okay, so that is a part of the command, but when we say command, we cannot issue command to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we call it as a request or a dua or a supplication. So the rule of command has to be applied. Do or don't do. The repetition of these two actions will keep coming here. Okay, oh Allah, do this to us, or oh Allah, don't do this to her. So doing is command, not doing is forbidden. We are asking, we say forbidding, don't do. When you are asking you to do, you said do it. Okay. So what are the rules for that? Is that if you have these three letters, fa, an, and lam, fa'ala means to do. If you want to tell someone, do it. Okay. So what you do, you take these three letters, fa and lam, and write them together, and you put an extra alif in the beginning with the kasra in this case. Okay. And the harakat will be if al. If al, fa will have a sukoon, ayn will have a fatah, and last letter will have a sukoon again. And the pronunciation will be if al. If al is a command, is a request, do something. Now, on the other hand, we are making a request of not doing something. So the rule for that is that you put a la in the beginning and you put a ta in the beginning. Okay? And then you take these three letters, fa, an, and lam, la, and then the harakat will be taf al, la taf al. So when you make the word this way, it means do not do. So when you have the Arabic words that start with three letters, these start with three letters, fa, an, and lam. So whenever they start with the three letters, when you want to tell someone to do, then you put an alif and sound if al. If you want to tell this same person, don't do it, you put a la in the beginning and a ta in the beginning, and pronounce la taf al. Okay. Now this is the rule when you have three letters. Now what will happen in Arabic, we make bigger words by adding the more letters in the three letters. So let's take the example of that, because these things will keep repeating in these ayats. So we will take the example. Okay, so example is that is these letters kharaja. These are three letters, so they will follow the rule here. And these three letters, when we say they belong to the group of the word fa'ala, if we add an alif in the beginning, it becomes a bigger group of four letters, and the words become akhraja. Four letters. The meaning is different. Kharaja means to go out. Akhraja means to send out someone, to expel someone. Okay. So now we have a word that has four letters in it. Okay. So we want to tell someone, don't expel, don't send out. Okay. What is the rule for that? Okay. The rule is that we put a la in the beginning, just like you put it there. Then we put a ta in the beginning. And then we put these three letters, ha, ra, and ji. Okay. Now the difference is only in the harakat. So this will be, you have to put a dhamma in the beginning, sukoon, kasra, and sukoon. So la tukhrij, and the meaning is that do not send out, do not expel someone. Okay, that is the very fundamental difference. That if there are three letters, you still put la, you still put ta, but the harakats are different. You have a ta, that is a fatah, but in this case, ta will have a dhamma on it.
So the letters, if al, is a four letters.
Right, four letters, but we make the grammar with the same three letters. Alif is not part of the grammar. So this, you see the alif is not here. I still use the three letters. Alif is not used. Alif is just bringing the meaning that it is changing from going out to sending out. When you send out someone, two people are involved. One is the person who is sending out, and one is the person who is going out. So in the Bab-e-Afala, in Bab-e-Fa'ala, when you have three letters, only one person is involved to go out. He went out. Okay, but when you want to make, for example, in English, when you want to bring an activity of two people, the word is very different. For example, the word is to expel or to send out. So go out changes into this send out, right? So completely go and send are very, very different words. Okay, but in Arabic, by adding a letter, the same meaning is achieved, which comes by totally different words in English.
Is it that four-letter word itself is a fa'al, or it's like?
Its group is called Bab-e-Afala. Afala. It's a different group of words now. But it starts with the three letters, and you keep adding more letters in there, and meanings keep changing. Okay. For example, alama, ayn, lam, mim. Alama means to learn something. Okay. But if so it belongs to three letters. Three letters belong to the group of the words we call fa'ala. Now, another group of the words is that if I put a shadda on the middle letter, that will become fa'ala, right? So let's take the example. Alama, ayn, lam, mim. Alama means to know something, okay? And lam means, it means to know something, okay? Now, if we take the same three letters and put a shadda on the middle letters, so it becomes four letters now. The meaning became to teach. Alim is a person who learns something. Muallim is the teacher. Muallim has a shadda in the middle. Okay? So in Arabic, bigger words are made by keep adding alif or shadda or some other letters here there. Okay?
So this one, why not this la tukhrij is la takhraj? The same
Because
as
that will make like it's a three letters. It's not a three letters. How would you distinguish?
It's a four letters. That's why it's
Because alif is not playing any role here. So if you put the same thing, then you will think that this belongs to three letters and it has a different meaning. So to bring the correct meaning of the four letters, so this dhamma and this kasra are actually implying that this is a different word. It's a four-letter word. Only by the harakat. These are called the harakats. Dhamma, kasra, and fatha and sukoon. So by bringing the different harakats, only the word's formation is same. La is there, ta is there, and the basic three letters are there. So the only thing which is changing is the pronunciation, the sound. And that will give you that what I'm saying to you. Instead saying go out, you went out, I'm saying you go out. I'm issuing a command to you. Okay? So that's the beauty of the language, that just by adding a letter, you can bring a totally different meaning on the word. While in other languages, you have to use a different word for that activity. Okay? So here, very, very beautiful example is ghafara. Ghafara means to forgive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ghafurur Rahim. But when you say istaghfara, you put alif, sin and ta in the beginning. That brings the meaning of asking. Same word, three letters. We made a bigger word by adding ist in there. Istaghfara means to ask forgiveness. And we don't realize, even in Urdu, there are many, many words that has ist in the beginning. isti'mal, istighfar, okay, istihsal, three basic letters, and ist has been added in there. It becomes totally different meaning. Okay? So, and those words also come here in the Quran many times. So anyway, this is a very important concept, that just by changing the sound of the letters, the harakat, you change the meaning of the word, okay, in this format. And it's a very systematic, it's not a random, it's a very consistent following the other words.
That means if we see the letters like, you see, the consistent format, but basically I'm trying to understand, when we see the three-letter words, as it comes like taf'al. When we see that tukhrij,
Yeah.
like dhamma,
Yes.
it's a four-letter. It's not a three-letter.
Yes,
It's a standard.
exactly. Two things, two changes here. On ta, which ta was actually part of the letters. Ta was not part of the three letters. La and ta are bringing the meaning of do not. Okay? You do not. Okay? The only actual meaningful word is go out. Okay? Or send out. Okay? So just by looking at the first letter here, allow the harakat on the ta, you can immediately conclude that this is a four-letter word. It has a different meaning.
So can you give one more example of something like tukhrij?
Oh, dakhala, enter. So this will be la tudkhil. Don't enter. Dakhala means to enter. Akhraja means to send out. Okay. So when you say la tudkhil, you are saying to someone, do not enter in this room.
So the same fa'al, can we use it and
Not always, some words will follow one. For example, when you come about learning and teaching, then you don't use afala, you use fa'ala. Okay? This kind of formation. So now this will follow the same. Okay? So the whole process of this will be repeated on these letters now. Okay? But Ain Lam Mim will not have belong to this group. This is different. There are 10 different groups. Groups mean 10 different babs. 10 different ways the words can go into different words meanings. Some words will follow afala, some will follow allama, someone will follow istaghfara, ist in the beginning. So 10 classifications. Some words will follow this or someone will follow that. But as soon as it follows the classification, the rule will apply these of the pronunciation. So this is a very important concept here also in the du'as that we will learn. Okay. So now let's go back to the du'as. Okay. Keeping these in mind. Okay. So here, these are the three letters: alif, ta, ya. Okay, three letters. We just learned that three letters belong to the group of fa'ala. Okay, the meaning of this is to come. Alif, ta, ya, just like fa'ala, has three letters, has meanings: to do. Alif, ta, ya are three letters. The meaning is to come. Okay, now make a bigger word by adding alif in the beginning. So it will become af'ala. Okay, so what happens here? We just add an alif here. So two alifs now. One was already there. We just added one more. Okay, now we have two words. The two alifs are pronounced a. Okay, in Arabic, the two alifs are written this way. This way in Urdu, and in also Urdu it is written this way. Ah. Sound of two alifs is ah. Alif, alif. Ah. So this word becomes ata now. The sound of this is a and ta. So the meaning of this word is to give. Meaning of this word is to give. Okay. Now, so I'm going to write down this one. A, T, ya. And this will be sukoon. This will be command give. Give. Okay. Then na means us. So this can be written a ti na, give us. Okay. We are just writing these two together, and this ya does not need to be written because it's already sound of ti. Atina, that's the word in the Quran. Va means and, va is a separate. Rabbana, our Lord, va, and. Atina, request, order, command, but dua. Give us. Rabbana, atina, give us. Okay. Now the word after that is ma. Ma means that which. Ma has multiple meanings, but the meaning here, best meaning is that which. Or what. But that which is also written there. So Rabbana, our Lord, wa atina, and give us that which. Okay. Now, if you have these three letters, fa, an, and lam, to do. Fa'alta, if you put a ta at the end of the three letters, fa'alta, fa'alta. Okay, sukoon on the lam. This means you did. That's the simple grammar of past tense of second person. Fa'alta, you did. Okay. Now the words are waw, and dal. Wa'ada. Wa'ada means to promise. Wa'ada, three letters like a fa'ala. The meaning of these three letters is to promise. Now apply this grammar here. Wa'atta. Just like add a ta in there. So the word will become wa'adta. Wa'adta. And the meaning will be you promised. You promised in the past tense. Okay, so if you are saying to someone, you promised, that is the word wa'adta. Okay. Now, the word after that is na. Na means us. Okay. So now if you say them together, it will be wa'adtana. Wa'adtana means you promised us. Wa'adtana, you promised to us. Okay. So how am I going to write down together? Wa'adtana. Now, you promised to us. Okay. Now, before we go a little further, in the rule of tajweed, when you are sounding the words, when dal and ta come together, when dal and ta comes together, right? We don't pronounce them as separately because in the tajweed, the dal and ta come out from very close to the tongue. So what we do, we pronounce them as this way. Or in this case, actually, because it's coming first, so you pronounce ta as a shadda, which means pronounce ta twice. Don't pronounce dal. Okay? So you see in the Quran, you will see a shadda on the ta, but there is no harakat on dal.
So you skip the dal.
So you skip the sound of dal. So how do you pronounce? Wa'at tana. Wa'at tana. Don't pronounce dal. Because in the tajweed, dal and ta are very close. You know, if you try to talk to a qari, he will tell you the makhraj of dal and ta, they both come out from the close to the teeth of the tongue. So instead of pronouncing dal and ta separately, we just pronounce ta twice. Okay? So the word is wa'at-tana. Wa'at-tana. Meaning is, you promised to us. Rabbana wa'atina, O our Lord, give us. Ma, that which. Wa'attana, you promised to us. We are reminding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there is something that you have promised to us. We want that. Give us. Okay? So that is the meaning so far. Now we go a little further. Allah's, okay, what did I promise to you? And when did I promise to you? Okay, we are reminding Allah, you promised us something. Okay? So what we are giving a reference to that promise by saying, ala rusulika. Okay, so let's look at those words. Okay, Allah has many meanings, but the meaning here fits here is Allah means through. Through. Okay. Then the word are ra, sin and lam. Rasala are the three letters. They belong to Bab Fa'ala. And the meaning is to convey. To pass on. Okay, to convey something. To tell someone something. Okay. And the doer in this case is Rasulun. Rasulun is a person who conveys, who gives a message to you. Conveying is to give a message. And Rasul is a person, is a doer who is conveying a message, so we call him messenger. Okay? So Rasul is messenger. The word Rasul is messenger. Now, when we make the plural of this word, okay, the plural of this is rusulun. Rusulun. We drop the vowel in making the plural. Okay, so the meaning is messengers. Okay. Then we add a letter ka. Ka means you. Okay. So now we have two words here. Rusulun, messengers, plural, and you. And you is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here. It's pointing to Rabbana. When we combine these two, the combination is Rosoloka. We drop one Dhamma here and it becomes Rosoloka. Your messengers. The rule of combination is that that when you combine these two, the meaning will, so actually basically what you're doing, you're putting an off in between. Messengers of you. Okay? In English, Rusulun was an independent word, messengers. And Ka is a separate independent word, you. When you are combining and establishing a relation between two, this is the called rule of mudaf mudafile, adding something into something. So when you are establishing a relationship between two things, in English you simply add off there. Messengers of you. What we do in Arabic, we just drop one dhamma here. So this word becomes rusulu. It's just like putting an off here. Now, if this word was a noun, like your name, then there's a different rule. But this is a pronoun, you. Pronoun doesn't change, so it remains ka as ka. So the word became rusuluka, and meaning is your messengers of you. In English is your messengers. Okay, your messengers. Through your messengers, Allah rusuluka. Okay, but Allah is a harf-jar. Allah is a preposition. Whenever in Arabic a preposition comes before a noun, it does one thing. It looks at the last letter, which is lam here, of the noun, and it looks at the harkat, dhamma. It says, I don't like this, I want to make this a kasra. Prepositions do that in Arabic. They look at the noun afterwards, they look at the last letter, and if they see a dhamma there, they change kasra. Okay? So now it becomes ala rusulika, through your messengers. Okay? So now we have become more specific. O Allah, O our Lord, wa'atina, give us, ma wa'attana, that which you have promised through your messengers. You have been sending messengers all along in the history, and promise has been made to every one of them that you worship me, you will be successful. Worship me only, I will reward you. Okay? So we heard that message repeatedly through the Quran, that whenever you make a mention of the story of a messenger, the message is worship me only and I will reward you in the dunya and hereafter. So when we heard that message, we are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, fulfill your message. We heard your messages through the messengers, your promise, oh Allah, the messages and the messengers that we have been, the humanity has been getting all along. We are now a part of that. We ask the same dua that grant us whatever you have promised to us. Us means mankind, the humanity, all of us, plural. Okay? So this is the dua. Now the second, the dua that continues is, it takes us to the hereafter. The second part of this dua, wala tukhzina yawmal qiyamah. So let's look at that. Now you can just recognize the formation of the word. The letter waw means end. Okay? But after that, there are three words, la, tukhzi, na. Okay? And what we just went through, it will be easy for you to verify something. You have a la there, you have a ta there, okay? And you have a ha there and za there, okay? And then the word is na. Na means us, so that's a separate word. Okay. Now, also notice that you have a dhamma on the ta. We just learned that, and there's a sukoon there, and there's a kasra there. Okay. So just keep in mind that this, even though we haven't comprehended the full meaning yet, but it's pointing us to what we just learned.
One letter word.
It's a forbidden, don't do, number one. It has a la in it. Then it has a ta, which is part of forbidding. Okay, don't do. Then it has a dhamma. That means it belongs to 4 letters. Okay. So now let's go and break it down. Okay. So in Bab Fa'ala, 3 letters are Ha, Za, and Ya. These are the 3 letters. Ha, Za, and Ya. Okay. If I want to make Bab Fa'ala, put an alif in the beginning. It's a 4 letters. Okay. So this will become Akh, Za. Okay. The meaning of these 4 letters is to disgrace someone, to humiliate someone, to put someone down. Okay. So this means is to disgrace. Okay. So that is the meaning of these 4 letters. Akhza, af'ala. Sound, we'll say af'ala, the sound will be akhza, yeah, or akhza. That means to disgrace someone. Okay? Now apply this here. Okay? So what we do, we take these 3 letters, ha, za, and ya, and we put here. So there are 3 letters, ha, za, and ya. And from the sound of la tukhrij, when we say la tukhrij, last letter had a sukoon on it, right? So last letter word has a sukoon here. Okay. So now pronounce la tukhzi. La tukhzi, do not disgrace, do not insult, do not humiliate. Okay. Now these 2 have the sound of tukhzi. You don't need to write this one because this is already sound of z. Okay. So if you look in the ayat there, la tukhzina. So it is written la tukhzina.
So ya is dropped out because it's a weak letter.
It's a weak letter, but its sound is already there. See, if this sound was already there, the sound of e, z, okay. So in order, you can say shortening the writing. It's not doing any useful purpose. This writing extra ye there, the ye there is not helping because the sound of the ye is already there. Okay. So in Arabic, in every language, you save time, you save space, time to speak, you save by shortening few things in the words. As well as here, this ya is a weak letter. First of all, you can always get rid of one of the 3 letters, alif, waw, and ya. They are weak letters. They just helper of the sounds. They don't do any purpose other than help the sound of the word. So here we can drop it, and the meaning will not change, sound will not change, it will remain la tukhzi. And to speak faster, we are combining now the second words with that word, la tukhzina, instead of la tukhzina, la tukhzina. Okay, so we saved some time in the speech, but we conveyed the message. Okay, so the final word became la tukhzina, do not disgrace us. O our Lord, do not disgrace us. Okay, do not put us down. Okay, when or how? Yawmal qiyamati. So let's look at that word. So the la tukhzina. Now notice all that in this thing. This is a negative word, forbidding someone. But and na is us. But tukhzi has a file, a doer in it. You is hidden here. When we are saying you do not disgrace us, some doer is there. Because of this letter ta, and doer is you, and who is pointing you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So this word has everything in it. It has a doer, you. It has a maf'ul, we. Because you do not disgrace us. So you are the doer, we are the receiver. And the action is that disgrace. And it's a nahi, negative, forbidding. So one word has so much information that if you just write in English, you'll make a whole sentence there. Okay? But one word alone has contained so much information. La tukhzina. You, O Allah, do not disgrace us. We are the us, all of us. Okay? Now, we want to make further clarification that what are we asking? Okay, but so at this time we are specifying that this disgrace will happen on the day of judgment, or keep us away from that, save us from that. Okay? So let's look at the word.
So ta also represents like is pointing to something greater than future.
So the command is always for future. When you tell someone, you tell them don't do it in the future. It's in messages about the future. If they have already done, you are not giving a command to the person. So now the word is yawmun. Yawmun means day. Okay. The word yawmun, full word is yawmun, the day. Then the word is qiyamatun. Qiyamatun. Qiyama means to establish something. Qaim. Qaum are the root letters. Qaf, waw, mim. Qawama means to stand up. Okay? Or establishing something. Because when you establish the prayer, iqam as-salat. So qiyama, root letters are same. Something that will be established, some entity that is called qiyama. To be very specific, it is the day of judgment. Something that will be established at the very end. That will be a situation of the judgment. Qiyamatun. Full word is qiyamatun. When we put al before that, it becomes al-qiyamatu. Al removes one dhamma. So the word becomes al-qiyamatu. Okay? So this is, you can say, judgment. The judgment, because al is there. Al brings the meaning of the. So word is al-qiyamatu, day of the judgment. Okay? Two separate words. Yawm is a separate word and qiyamatun is a separate word. But now we want to combine them. We want to establish a relationship between them. And the rule is that in English, you just put off there. So this rule is called rule of mudaf ilayh, combining two nouns together, establishing a relationship. Okay? It was only day before. Okay? It was a word. Now we have done some addition in there. addition is called idafa. So this is called the rule of idafa. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh is idafa. Means adding one word into another word to bring more detailed information. So now we have a day means any day, but now we have specified this day, a specific day, and that is the day of judgment. So we put of in English. Now these are two nouns. So what is the rule of bringing the meaning of in Arabic? Is that we look at the first word and we change to the must one. So yawmun became yawmu. Then we look at the second word here and look at always look at the last letter. So we say here is a dhamma here, one. So we change this to a kasra. Okay. So al-qiyamatu became al-qiyamati and yawmun became yawmu, and that happened because of. So in English, in Arabic, we don't put the word of in between. But what we do, we change the last letter of both the words, the sound of the last letters. So yawmun became yawmu, qiyamatu became qiyamati. Okay, two separate. Okay, now comes the person who says, okay, instead of I want to recite that two words separately, I'm going to recite yawmu al-qiyamati. So it's taking a little longer. So he says, why don't I pronounce them fast? He said, well, there is an alif in between. Alif is again a weak letter. So he says, if I don't pronounce alif and pronounce yawmul qiyamati, it's fast to pronounce, sounds has rhythm in it. It's beauty of the tajweed in it. So he will pronounce yawmul qiyamati. So he does not pronounce this alif. So he said, what do I do with the alif? So he said, okay, let's just take this little here. This is a sound. And put a little swad. Swad means no sound. This letter became Hamzatul Wasl. Hamzatul Wasl means do not pronounce the alif. Okay? So, if in the Quran, originally, it should have been an alif. Al, the sound of alif has to be pronounced. As soon as we don't pronounce the sound of alif, we take this hamza, change by little swad there, and pronounce as yawmul. Mim combines with the lam. Yawmul qiyamati. You have to pronounce the full word. Originally, the words were very different. It was yawmun, it was qiyamatun, then we made it al-qiyamatu, then we combined and changed the sound here, but then we dropped the alif. This is called the ilmul arab. It's a science of Arabic language, Quranic Arabic language. This is called ilmul arab. How the words reach to this stage. Okay? So the meaning is the day of judgment. So, oh Allah, okay, now the one more thing happened there. If you notice that, by doing all this thing, we had a yaw mu. Mim had a dhamma here. But in the Quran, there is a fatha there. That means one more rule has to be applied somewhere to change this dhamma to a fatha. In the Quran, it is yawmal qiyamati. But so far, we came up to the word yawmul. Mim with a dhamma. By all the rules so far have brought us to a dhamma here on the last letter. But still we are not there because the Quran says yawma. Okay? In the beginning of this lecture, we have been learning that if a word is being worked on, if it's a maf'ul, khalaqal insano became khalaqal insana. Dhamma changed to a fatha. Why? Because this word insan, somebody is working on that. Okay? So what is the word? It's a tuhzina is the work happening. Do not disgrace. Okay? This yaum is the maf'ul of that. On that day, which is that day is not doing anything, but someone is working on that day. So insano became insana, yaumo becomes yauma. Okay? If tukhzina was not there, in the Quran this will remain yaumul qiyamah. It's a verb before that, like khalaqa was a verb. We change insano to insana. Tukhzina is a verb, activity. This word is under that activity. Okay, this word of Yawmul Qiyamah is under this activity, because if the disgrace is not there, there's no day after. Okay, so Yawmu will become Yawma because it is dependent now on Tukhzina. Okay, so this is the final formation, that Yawmu will change to Yawma. Meaning does not change, but it gives you a lot of information. The information is that this word which is coming after the verb has to be under the control of this verb. It cannot be isolated, it cannot be separated, which means disgrace will happen only on that day, not on any other day. And that's where we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do not disgrace by making us ashamed of what we have done in this worldly life. When the day of judgment, then when the day of accountability is established, if you started asking in front of all the people what we have done wrong in this world, we will be very much humiliated. We'll be disgraced. Okay? So don't do that to us. Dua, supplication, very powerful dua. Okay? So now, it's a very beautiful way. If you look at the next few words, innaka la tukhliful miyad. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the human psychology to make him understand that. Okay, when you talk to someone, okay, and you want to remind him something, or you want a favor from that person, okay, you make your statement, and at the end you make a closing statement. Okay, some closing statement that will make the person take your message more aggressively. For example, you're talking to a child and you promise him something, or you forbid him of doing something, and then you remind him something. Look, this is what I did to you. Okay? Look, this is what you promised to me last time, that you will not do this thing. So you remind something that will make that person do it more, with more submission, more understanding. So here we made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we said first, we call him by his title, Rabbana. Then we asked something, wa'atina, and give us. Then we reminded him that what are we asking you is ma wa'attana, what you have promised. And then we are further saying that you promised to your Rasul, which means whatever you have promised, you always are going to hold your promise. You are not the one who will ever break your promise. Okay? So this is what we are reminding him at the end of the ayat. Innaka la tukhliful mi'ad. Okay, we'll go through these words, but mi'ad is again from the word wa'ada. And if you notice that, just for that, la is there and tukhlifa, ta is there. Khalafa means to do something against, to break something. Ikhtilaf, khilaf, wada khilafi. Same words, they commonly use khilaf or khilaf means to do against, to break. Wada khilafi is the word. Wada is there and khilaf is there, means breaking the promise. Same formation here. So let's go break down these words. Okay. So first word is innaka. Again, when we are speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is the one who is teaching us. It's made of two parts, inna and ka. Okay. Inna means surely, and ka means you. Okay. Innaka, indeed, surely, without any doubt, you, and you is here again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are the one who are speaking. We are the one who is making dua. And we are saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surely you, even though He taught us how to make dua, okay? So we are using the words that He is teaching us. So He is teaching us that, remind me after making dua, remind me something. And remind me what? Say inna. Surely you, okay? Surely, definitely you are someone who either does something or doesn't do something. So you have the full authority and the power. So that is the surety which is coming in this statement. Innaka. Then let's go back to 3 letters. Kha, La, and Fa. Khalafa. 3 letters we just learned. Fa'ala. Okay. If I add an alif, it becomes ba, ba, fala. 4 letters. This becomes akhlafa. The rules keep applying the same. Akhlafa. What's the meaning here? What's the change in the meaning? Khalafa means to go after. Khalifa is the someone who comes after. Okay. So khalafa, simplest meaning is to follow. Okay. Follow. But when we make a bigger word, af'ala, this becomes to break. To break. Okay, akhlafa. Now apply the same rule we learned. La tuf'il, don't do. What was the pattern for that? We put a la, we put a ta in the beginning, and then the rule is that you take the template, okay, and the harakat will be la tuf'il. La tuf'il, that's the template for 4 letters. Okay, this means this is a command or request for not doing. Command for not doing. Okay, so you apply these 3 letters, it becomes la tukhlif. Okay, put the same harakats. Dhamma, sukoon, kasra, sukoon. La tukhlif, do not break. Okay, so now here there is one more thing I want to bring here. This is, even though I went through this exercise, okay, but actual word here has a dhamma on tukhlifu. Okay, so this pattern will not apply there. This pattern of la tukhli, even though word is very close, okay, but in the command there is always a sukoon at this last letter. But what we see in the Quran is no sukoon. Huh? Okay, so we have to go one step in between. So I'm going to skip that one. Okay, so I would just want to go and actually go back to that. And if you have 3 letters, okay, and just start with these again. Fa'ala, that will be very simple. To do. Okay. If I put a ta in the beginning and taf'alu, taf'alu, last letter has, I'm not talking about the commands now. I'm talking about the past tense or present tense, that kind of grammar. So when you put a ta in the beginning and you pronounce taf'alu, the meaning is that you do. Taf'alu means you do. You are doing or you will do. It's not a command, it's a statement of present tense or future tense. Taf'alu means you do. Okay? Now, if I don't change anything here and just put a la in the beginning, this will make a statement negative statement. So the meaning will be you do not do, or you're not doing. Just a negative statement. Okay? So it's a very, very close difference in making a negative statement and issuing a command. Very close. This last letters dhamma and sukoon will make the difference. La taf'alu, you do not do, which means you're not doing it. I'm just making a plain statement. But if I change this to a sukoon here, that will become, I'm now telling you not to do it. It became a command. It became a request. It became a dua. So very, very fine difference here. Okay? Just this last letters, harkat, from sukoon to a dhamma will change the whole meaning. La taf'alu, you do not do it. It's a negative statement. But la taf'al is a command. Don't do it. Okay? Just by changing the dhamma here. Okay? So now this is the 3 letters. Okay? This is the 3 letters. But in our case, we have these 4 letters. So for 4 letters, the rule is same. This becomes dhamma and this becomes kasra. La tufil.
In this case, it's a request, not command.
No. It's still not a request. It's not a command either. It's the same statement. You do not break. Because if I had changed this one, that will become the command. I did not change the last letters. The only difference between command and not command is last letter had either a sukoon, a dhamma, or it had a sukoon. That's the one that makes the whole difference. La taf'alu is just a statement. You don't do it. You're not doing it. But if you have changed this to a sukoon, la taf'al, then it becomes all of a sudden a command, instruction. Don't do it. Okay? We are not playing with the command at all right now. We are just playing with this negative statement, okay, of present tense. You do not do. For 3 letters, this is taf'alu. For 4 letters, this is tuf'ilu. So that's the word in the Quran. La tukhlifu. You do not break. Or you are not breaking. It's not a command. I'm just making a statement that you are not breaking something. You are not changing something. Okay, so we are saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, indeed you do not break, or you will not break, because the meaning for present and future are same. So I can say, innaka la tukhlifu, indeed, without any doubt, surely you will not break, or you are not breaking. Same meaning, because future and present tense have the same grammar. So when I'm saying you will not break, I'm reminding you, or I'm making a statement. I'm not telling him to do or not to do something. I say I know by knowledge that it will not rain tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't rain tomorrow. Okay, otherwise it will become a command. So that's what we are doing. We are simply making a statement. Innaka, O my Lord, O our Rabb, you, la tukhlifu, you do not break, or you will not break. Okay, just like I know it will not rain tomorrow, by my experience. Okay. What will you not break? Al-mi'ad. Okay. Al-mi'ad is from the same three letters, waw, and dal. Wa'ada. Wa'ada means to promise. Mi'adun is a noun which is promise. Mi'adun means promise. Mi'adun. When you put al before that, it becomes al-mi'adu. Okay? So let's do that. Al-mi'adu means the promise. Okay? So when we put this thing, it became one dhamma. It becomes al-mi'adu. So the word is al-mi'adu. The promise. Very important thing here, we should point out that the word that we created by adding al, it became mi'adu. Okay? But what's the word in the Quran? Mi'ada. What made it mi'ado to mi'ada?
It's being worked on.
Worked upon. Who is working? The verb is tukhzina. No, tukhlifu. Okay? So the word before that is la tukhlifu. Okay? So now notice that la is simply a not, right? Okay. Tukhlifu contains two pieces of information. It has a doer, you, okay, and a verb there, which is break. Okay, and you is here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this formation is just like khalaqal insano. Okay. Work was being done on insan. So insano became insana. Here, the work of breaking is being done on mi'adu. It become mi'ada. Okay. It's very standard rule. Okay. So you do not break your promise. I'm just reminding you that, I'm asking you to do something and I know you promised to me. So I know you will not break your promise. I'm not telling him don't break your promise, but I'm saying that I know that you don't break your promise because you are Allah. So by using that logic, I'm asking dua. I'm making dua to you. Okay? Just making a statement, admiring you that you are someone who don't ever break your promise. And so when you tell someone his quality, he becomes more attentive to you. Okay?
So again, the ayah, it does when it ends, the last letter always like.
Right. If you stop, the rule is that we are taught actually very, very strict rules of tajweed, when we are a child. Okay? We are taught not to, for example, we are supposed to stop at Yawmul Qiyamah. Should pronounce Yawmul Qiyamah. But see, in a normal speech or language, a speaker will continue speaking until he loses his breath. Okay? So here, the whole thing is that if you lost your breath at the word mi'ad, then you do not say mi'ada and stop it. The rule of tajweed is that you change the last letters harkat to a sukoon. Standard rule. So here you are speaking and you reach to the word innaka la tuflihul mi'a, and then you don't have any breath. So you don't stop by saying mi'ada. You stop by saying mi'ad. Don't pronounce the harkat, which is the fatha on dal. Pronounce sukoon on it. But if you continue, whatever comes after that, next ayat or more tajweed, as long as you do not mix up in a way like if in English, sometimes you are forced to put a comma. If you don't put a comma, the meaning changes. Okay? So that's how you have, these are the rules of tajweed the same way. Sometimes you have to stop, otherwise the meaning will change. Sometimes you stop because you may lose your breath. Okay? So all those are based on the rules of recitation. So the perfect message is conveyed to the listener, the way as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught to Prophet ﷺ, and the way he conveyed the message to the pupil. Reciting in that way is conveying the message in full, complete way, with the good sound also. Okay. So that's what this thing is. What time? So inshallah we'll stop.